Yes, people, welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from. Welcome back to BBK Sports. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us. Because I see we have the legends already here waiting around. Sorry if I kept you waiting, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of technical difficulties with this. Even Chenzo's StreamYard crashed this morning. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Unfortunately, StreamYard is the only user-friendly one that I'm comfortable with. I don't know if OBS is better. I've never used it, but I might have to, yeah, come up with an alternate way of streaming. Maybe even stream directly from YouTube, but I don't know. But we're building it as we fly, people. You know what I have, the content is more important than the actual platform that we stream with. There's a lot that needs to be said on a big up man like AJ this morning in the intervention dropped in the comment section of views this chat. And big up to views, by the way. Appreciate AJ always keeping the standards high, because there was another. I don't know if there are bots that just change their name and go from channel to channel and just troll. But there was one in here 2 days ago with me and Yaga P named Coach Jordash, and it was the Arteta Defense League to another level. And I don't know the name of the, but there was another one this morning where it was just uh, a, an excuse merchant, uh, and move the goalpost merchant, whatever you call them. They just there's no end in it. There's just no end of how they move when they when it comes to defending the bullshit. When it's time to defend the low standards. Like, have you no shame? Do these men have no shame? It's just never ending. Like, do you know that we can hold you to account to the stuff that you say, people? Like, man, then we'll just move the goalpost any which way. You know, just okay. I was wrong about that. Or I've seen enough, or the manager's not good enough. The team is not playing well. Like, there's no holding to account. It's just always the goalpost has to move. But I don't get it. I don't get it. But big up to AJ in the building. AJ is here. Big up to Bluebird. Say AJ, the hardest working mod. Absolutely. Absolutely. This guy just never stops working, man. He's top guy, top guy. Big up to the assembled. Hope you are well, sir. Big up Dre in the building. Dre, I see you, bro. Hope you are well. Tell us that you are good. Smash the likes up, he says. Big up to you, man. Big up. Yep. Love it. Love it. Yep, people, if you could hit the like as you pop in and out the stream, even if you are not staying, it's greatly appreciated. That is all right. I truly don't say enough. Thank you for everything since we met. My pleasure getting to know you and my pleasure working with you, bro, man. Pleasure is all mine, my bro. Pleasure is all mine. You are an absolute gem to have. Because it's people like you that makes me know that I'm not. Let me realize that just how much work we have to do on this side of the fence. Like yesterday, Brother Rashid said at the end of the season, it will be about 50-50, 50% top gooners, 50% of the people who want. Now, I think 50-50 is being way too generous, my brother. No, no, no. Not because AJ, you live in these YouTube spaces, I live in these YouTube spaces, and we know that there are way more than them than they are of us. That we are a tiny minority, so to speak, because whenever I go on other channels, every single time, it never fails. Once they realize, because I don't normally wear the kits on stream, yeah? So whenever I go on other channels, once people find out that I'm an Arsenal fan, I get punched up just for being an Arsenal fan, because I'm answering for the crimes that them men commit in these YouTube spaces and on TikTok. But at the end of the stream, after they hear me speak, because I don't change my message, whatever channel that I'm on, I do not change my message. At the end of those streams, they say, finally, a non-delusional Arsenal fan, an Arsenal fan that talks sense, an Arsenal fan that actually holds the club to account. No, I'm here ready to cook other teams, because if you see and you watch any of my content, you see me cook my team. So when it's time to cook other teams, I will. I'm just aware in it. I have self-awareness. I read the room. Like Arsenal fans, we have no business cooking anybody right now. You know what I'm saying? Because all they have to do is say 5 years trophy list, and you have to shut up. Big up to Dre in the building. Good afternoon, bro. Hope you are well. So I'm not having that anymore. Yeah, I see man even at the time man out because man was getting rude and disrespectful to boy 10. But that's what happens, right? When you can't argue with facts, that's what you do. You get personal and you get disrespectful, right? So if someone says to a top goon or to an Arteta defender, "Hey, your manager is shit because he's 5 years trophyless," that's a factual statement. He's 5 years trophyless, but instead of accepting that, man, then will get personal. Man, then will get personal and take digs at people. Gyökeres goes off. Moreno goes up top. Havertz gets a knock in training. Sergeant Blackie has a habit of going on a losing streak. Let's hope he beats United. And if he shouldn't get past September, in my opinion. Well, September is the first international break. Let's set the bar at them. But like I know, most of us here wanted them gone last summer, the summer before that, this summer. But I think the second international break, if we start slow, because the first international break will toxic the Emirates. It will toxic it. And then slow, because it's only 3 games before the first break, isn't it? And then there's like 4 before the one in October. So if we start slow and that one and it's already toxic, then they come back from an international break and it's still slow. Because you know what's going to happen is, right? If we start slow, they're going to be like, it's only this. So wait till he gets back. And the goalposts will move till October. Because yesterday, November was the marker down. Yeah, that you Red Pitch podcast. Gav said wait till November. So that's the first marker he puts down. That is the first marker. And this is what happens, right? The same thing you are seeing right now, the assembled AJ, Dre, big up to the Waffle Don. What you're seeing right now is it's only preseason. It's only preseason, guys. But then what's going to happen in September, the assembled, is going to be it's only match week 3. And then fast forward a couple weeks, they're going to be, guys, calm down. It's only match week 13. It's only game week 13. And then it's still not going to be all rosy. And what's going to happen? We're going to go on a mad run in the second half of the season after January. And then we finish the season trophyless. Then they'll build another excuse hut. Another top good of England. This is what will happen. We've seen this movie before. Only preseason, only match week 3, only game week 13. Mad run in the second half of the Yeah, wait till we get back from Dubai. You remember that one? Wait till we get back from Dubai when we do our warm weather training. But completely forget the reason that we were in Dubai is because we got knocked out of the FA Cup in the beginning. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen. That is what is going to happen. Thoughts on yesterday's game? I would have set this man in the tunnel at halftime. So now that the fog has cleared, Dre, and you get to watch the game back and analyze it without the emotional attachment, because you know the result, there's very few things to take away. You take away that Max Diamond got some minutes in his legs, even though he won't be able to play until like December, I've been told, because he's too young, can't play in a Premier League game until 16. So he's getting minutes now. That's good. It was good to see Gabriel get some minutes, Timber get some minutes. Those are my positive takeaways. I actually like how Gyökeres moved. I like his aggression. I like his direct. I like how direct he is. Get the ball. Wish he had gotten more touches. Wish the manager had started his Premier League lineup: Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice with the striker. I don't know what was he trying to get out of starting Ethan with them two, with Norgard and Moreno, right? Because in no Premier League game this season, you will probably see that starting lineup, starting midfield, which confuses me. Because going into the second to last preseason game, surely you're meant to, you have an idea what the team is going to be on August 17th away at Old Trafford. And it's not going to be that. It's not going to be Norgard, Mikel Merino, and Nwaneri. So I don't know what he was trying to accomplish playing that midfield together with Gyökeres up top. Like if you're that far on the spectrum, you're thinking, this guy's trying to sabotage Ethan. Is he trying to sabotage Gyökeres? Because we know he didn't want him. those were the Diamond, Gem minutes for the guys. No injuries, no major injury. No one left. I don't think Ben White was injured. I'm heard that it was a planned substitution, but then again, I'm confused because then instead of a planned substitution and playing Timber at right back, he brings on Mascara. So that baffles me again. So I left the game more confused. A bit more questions than answers. The negatives. Martinelli, just go, brother. Just go. At this point, you should just leave. It's not working. He's 24. He's not a kid. He's 24 in sports. You're entering the realm where you're supposed to be better than you were when you were 19. He's regressing. He peaked in 22, 23. He should just go. He should just absolutely go. And I'm looking at the next preseason game. Who thought there would be pressure on the preseason game? The anxiety surrounding the fan base was based on the lineup, whether Gyökeres was going to start or whether he was going to start Havertz. But that decision was made for him as well because of the injury to Donkey Kai. So now going into the next preseason game on Saturday against Athletic Club, will he start Havertz? Will he start Odegaard, Zubimendi, all these men with the actual midfield that's going to play with Gyökeres? Now we got to wait for that answer. So there'll be more anxiety around that lineup. How are we meant to be getting PTSD in the preseason? This is criminal. Bring it up to the Waffle Don. But those are my takeaways from the game yesterday, Dre. I'd like to hear yours. Big up to AJ again. Say hit the likes, people. Please hit the likes if you haven't already. It does help me out. It really does. It really, really does. There is the link for the Waffle Don himself. You can catch us here tomorrow for the warm-up. Big up to him every single time. How many times is the problem the players? Who signs them and who decides the team shape tactics and puts the players in their position that shows their weaknesses? The players. Yeah, I was never big on fractions, but I do remember the common denominator thing. The common denominator. There is no player at this club that he doesn't want. None. And I'm not buying this only this preseason thing, people. The preseason is the preseason. Because you know what? If the preseason didn't matter, we wouldn't do it. If the preseason mattered, they wouldn't travel all the way over to these United States to do it. They wouldn't travel all the way to Singapore if it didn't matter. It matters to the players, it matters to the club, it matters to the fans. Every single United fan atted me yesterday. Every single one of them. I live in the YouTube space. I breathe football. I know the score. They know that I live in the YouTube space. They know that I know the score. But as soon as the final whistle blew, I got about 10 screenshots of 3-2 Villarreal. Like I didn't know the score as if I asked them. Every single one of them atted me. So it matters. If it doesn't matter, Victor Gyökeres wouldn't be on the front of every damn newspaper. He's on the front of every damn newspaper in England right now. He's being called a gold pig, ghosteress. The United fans doing the whole. They're doing that. The shamelessness, This is a team or a club that has Højlund in their team. Man has yet to complete 90 minutes. But he played 60 minutes yesterday, 13 minutes the day before. The man has yet to complete 90 minutes of football, but the ops are already out. So it does matter. So I don't want to hear that it's just preseason. This right here that you described the assemble, this is the crime scene. This question is a crime scene. And Mikel Arteta's fingerprints and his DNA are all over it. All over it. Typing up the arrest warrant right now. I honestly don't care about the team. I honestly don't care about the season. I care about the men's players' health. Okay, I got you. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I'm glad that no one came off without injury yesterday. I was concerned about Ben White because he looks a little off it, but he's coming off a surgery as well. So, my focus is on the Arsenal ladies that actually care about the fans. Care about the fans, and they do that by winning. So big up to them. Big up to the ladies every single time. Sergeant Planky takes holidays when transfers needs to be concluded. So when the preseason starts, the players in tune with each other. The entire squad look unfit, in my opinion. Yeah, they look off of it. They look off of it, and that's a great point, the assemble, because do we think that these men on August 17th are just gonna flip a switch? If they don't look good now, if they look unfit now, if they look out of shape now, if the team looks all discombobulated right now, do we really expect them to flip a switch and be ready to go? No, I don't. August 17th, you might see the same stinky performances from Martinelli. What are you doing? Look up. Hold your head up. Everyone yelling at the TV. Us, the top gooners, all of them. Because they watch the same thing. And they get frustrated the same way we do behind closed doors when they're watching the games on their phones, in their homes. It's only when they come on YouTube to defend their cult leaders when they act like they're not upset. That's the only time they pretend like they're not angry at what they're seeing. Because there's no way they watch what we're watching and want more of that. Right? Like you know it's long when people are asking for Madueke to come on and play left wing. Like I saw yesterday, people were asking for this. Yes, people. Arsenal fans was watching a match at the Emirates Stadium, and they were asking for this as a left winger. They wanted Madueke to come on. That's how stinky Martinelli was yesterday. That the fans were asking for more of that. Or some of that. And he did come on. And I don't even have anything to say on his performance. I'm waiting for Kepa Esposito to do an analytic breakdown of his progressive carries into the box yesterday. Of how good he was. But it was meh. 1 second, let me get back in the comments here. Dre said, VVK, what do you also make of all the rumors players again back-to-back friendly losses? Our PR is PRing. So, you know, if the post of the fan base knows that there is no friendly, technically was, but there's no really a friendly with Tottenham, is it? But the result aside from the Villarreal game was the performance. I think people are more angry about the performance than the actual result, right? Because we didn't lose 3 points yesterday. We didn't get knocked out of a cup or anything like that. It's just that the performance was so dead and that we were so easy to play through, right? The team with the best defense in the Premier League should not be that easy to play through. When we have 60% possession, they have 40% possession, right? And they have the same amount of shots on target as we do. That means you're easy to play through. So you have the ball most of the time trying to break them down, and as soon as they get the ball, they play through you. And that's what they did, especially that third goal. I said on yesterday's stream, that looks like an Mbeumo goal from Man United. Classic counter-attack, Bruno hoofing the ball over that right side, and he runs on and curl one in past Raya. But PR is our thing, Dre. PR is our thing. We just love PR. Would any world-class player want to join the club currently, says AFC. He's one of the longest trophy drought in his many ways a laughing stock right now. So this is the point that I use, AFC always. Big up to you, by the way. This is one of the talking points that I use when people said it doesn't matter what order you get your players in as long as you get them. As long as you get the players in, why are you complaining? Well, this is why. Because say we had signed a Gyökeres and a Eze first. Then Rodrigo looks at that. Rodrigo, world-class player, would look at Arsenal and be like, oh, right, they're serious. I want to go there. But when you are at Rodrigo's camp and then you look at and you see man sign Norgard and Kepa, you're like, what? That's what they're doing? Then you look at Chelsea selling us Madueke and they're like, what? If you're Madueke and you look at Arsenal, you look at Chelsea, and you see Chelsea getting rid of Madueke, and you're looking at both clubs, you're more inclined to go to Chelsea. Because now there's a vacant winger spot at Chelsea. You know? So, yeah, it's laughing stock. Laughing stock. second, and you're signing Norgard and Kepa and Chelsea rejects. It doesn't. It's not a good look, AFC. Can I please ask you, would you take Diego Simeone as your next manager? Because Bertha here, I think is very likely. I am on it, brother. So I did a stream with K Paz Pausa. Yeah. And the two names that I threw out there was Diego Simeone and Conte. That I would take proven winners. And man was like, Conte's football is dead and outdated. I'm like, brother, he's the current Serie A champ. What are you doing? How are we turning our nose up at a champion with a serial second place finisher? Diego Simeone was able to win 2 La Liga titles against them lot without the resources. Atletico's biggest signing was João Felix that they paid 128 million euros for. And they ended up loaning him to Barcelona. That's how bad he was. Yeah, he has turned into a lone wolf for his career. And man, Diego Simeone won a La Liga title against Barcelona and Real Madrid with Suarez leading his line. Suarez after Barcelona binned him. What was that, 2021, 2022? Yeah. I would absolutely take Simeone. But Simeone is not the type to come to press conferences and mince his word, isn't it? Neither would Antonio Conte. At this point, my brother, I will take anyone who I've seen make tactical adjustments in games to win it. I just don't trust Arteta right now, brother. I don't. Big up to Hendo Guna. Hope you are well, Hendo. Hey, Dr. Seymour Butts. Wagwan. Big up yourself, my brother. Hope so you're good. BX Gunner in the building. Yerp. Mr. Queen City himself. What we got? BX Gunner on the way to the store to get some Dutches listening along. Big up to you, brother. Get some Dutches. Big up Darren Martin, large and in charge. All right, go. Let the people them know. Throw the title challenge in the bin for the season. It doesn't exist under this manager. Yeah, it's looking long. It's looking long. Now, you know what? You know the world class analogy when people start to argue about world class, or whenever a left-footed player in the Premier League starts to play well, what everyone says, he's better than Saka, right? That's what they say. He's better than Saka. And then defenders of Saka will say, brother, he's only played 2-3 good games. Let him get a body of work before you start comparing him to Saka, because Saka's been performing well for 4 or 5 seasons now, right? Now you take that same logic and apply it to the manager when you talk about body of work. Right? His body of work is 6-year tenure at Arsenal. And that's the same person you're talking to now. It's the same person you're talking to that just defended Saka's body of work and why he is good. And why he is the starting right winger for Arsenal Football Club and country. But there's a lot of talent there to pick from, and he's the one that gets chosen for England. But when you take the body of work that they agree with when it comes to Saka, you take that body of work and you apply it to Arteta, all of a sudden they don't agree. Because his body of work over 6 years doesn't look very good. They try to chop it off to the last 3 years. And even if you take it down to the past 3 years with the second finishes, yeah, it's still not a good look. It's still not. Because one of them, you led the league for 93% of the time, the highest ever without winning it, right? And then the second year, you had it in your hands and you lost it at home against Villa. You had the title in your hand. You win that game, you win the league. And you lost it, right? And then this year, about this one, the less said about last season, the better. Because the title, we spent 0 days. 0 days at the top of the Premier League last year. Not one. Man United spent a couple hours at the top of the Premier League. We didn't spend 0 time at the top of the Premier League. So last year wasn't even a title charge. I think Mikel is obsessed with second, because say he goes on to do a madness this year and actually win the league, the narrative around him that would be ran by Ted Hurley and Charles Watson, these men would be like, you know what, Mikel is so good. The past 4 years in the Premier League, his lowest finish was second. That's what they're trying to run. It won't be one Premier League in 7 years. You know, the stick that Arsenal fans used to beat Klopp with. Oh, he only won one Premier League in 7 years. Remember that one? Yeah. But they just completely leave out the part that man said, hey, he won Champions League, all the domestic cup, FIFA World Cup, all that stuff. You know? But that's what we do, man. Our fan base are the best at turning narratives when it suits us. When it suits us, FC. F Arsenal 1983. Big up, new to the channel. Sack for Arteta before he can get any worse. I have no confidence for the season. Big up to you, bro. Glad to have you. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to BBK Sports. We are glad to have you. We share your frustration. We share your sentiment. It's just that there's not enough of us. FK Arsenal. There's not enough of us. There are way too many happy clappers. Like, people actually enjoy this, you know. Some people actually enjoy us being top of the table, there or thereabouts, doing the C word. Competing, challenging, the C2 FC. We have to push on further down the alphabet and start racking up some W's. You know, it's AFC picked up a knock. I'm glad you are healing, my bro. You know, I'm hobbled myself, so you know I'm right there with you, man. Where's to you, AFC? Welcome to the channel, says AJ. Yes, sir. We're glad to have you. I'm a little behind on the comments because I will not skip them. We will not skip them, but big up to you, man. Martinelli looked like Pepe under Sergeant Planky. Thoughts? Coincidence again, players are losing their best assets to be retrained and do something alien to them. Yeah. So, yeah. Arteta as a manager have to ask himself now, like, what is Gyökeres's strengths? What are his strengths? Yeah, what are his strengths? And how do I maximize them? That's what he got to ask. And can he answer that question? Maybe he don't. Maybe he knows that he can't answer the question. That's why he don't even want to ask himself it. But whenever you challenge his supporters with his body of work analogy, it does not work, right? Because when I look at the transfer window, you all know that I do the replacement, depth, addition to the squad, right? Those are the three categories that I use. But I also judge a manager, especially when they've been given time. You know, either you're stagnant, you're regressing, or you're progressing. Progression from seconds means you have to win the league. It doesn't mean you improve your points total, right? It doesn't mean you play better football. If you finish second, the only progression that's acceptable in your league form is first. Now, I'm over by AFTV watching their post-match interviews yesterday, and I see a lot of them all of a sudden now. A couple weeks ago, on this side, if we said, bro, I'm worried about top four, the way we're looking and the way we're moving in the transfer window, they would call you toxic and negative. But now they're seeing what we're seeing, and they're saying, oh, all of a sudden now I'm worried about top four. Now that it's convenient. Now that we actually look bad. Like they couldn't see this coming. Like there's no forecast, you know. Man will ignore the weatherman and go to work in a light coat and freeze to death, you know. And we know it ain't Gyökeres's fault. Yeah, when he got the ball, I like what he did with it. Big up to Wahaha. Wahaha says what? 10 days until the Xerxes constellation goal. He said he wants more of that. That man, yeah, brother. Gyökeres is on the front of every newspaper right now. Every single newspaper in England. Man was called a gold pig. I've never heard that term before. I don't know. Maybe that's is that a thing that man used over there on the other side of the pond, a gold pig? I never heard that one before. It was a weird one for me. Big up to Jack Lyons that Arteta looks clueless on the touchline. His body language tells it. All of his plan does not work. He has no plan B. That's the thing. So I said I wanted to get a still picture of him on the sideline when he completely loses it. Right? You see how comfortable he looks when he's in a press conference, how he sits with his chest up like that and just looks about the room like he's in charge. You know, see how comfortable he looks in training when they edit the training videos, when they put it out. You see how comfortable and at ease he looked when they were doing the documentary, the All or Nothing, because he's in control, right? He's in charge. What he is not in charge of is what goes on the pitch. He's not in charge of the other managers' tactics. He's not in charge of Pepe coming back to the Emirates and dunking on us. Right? He's not in charge of Don Juma running through on goal. How does he react to that? Right? The PR director can't run out and whisper something in his ear and say, "Hey, do this, say this." It's all on him in that moment. And like you said, no plan B to go to. Not even, you have managers who don't have a plan B and they make plan A better. He don't even do that. He does not even do that. Like the stream people, if you haven't already, we got 21 locked in, around 15 likes. Man, I can vibe with that. Hopefully we can get to 20 by the time this stream ends. Sesko to Manu, hope he slaps one next week. If he slaps one, then Gyökeres has to slap two. You know, we cannot have that. Oh, my days. I told you, every United fan in the United States that I know atted me yesterday. Man who I haven't heard from in a long time. Some who do content, some who don't. Everyone atted me, showed me the score as if I don't know. But now, we don't all. Darren said, or two. If he slaps two, then Gyökeres better slap three, or the Premier League is going to get, they're going to clickbait everywhere. Clickbait everywhere. Oh, my days. If you get a goalkeeper, they will be pretty much set. You know, they've won a couple of transfer windows on the bounce and still didn't bang, you know. But, you know, the build up to that game, that next week this time, it's going to be very interesting. You know, there's going to be some squeaky bumps about. Some people are going to have way more chest than they should. Some people are going to be a lot more timid than they should. But I'm going to approach that game with caution. Because don't let the shaky performances from Arsenal Football Club distract you from the fact that the Eze talks have gone quiet. You notice that? Has anyone heard anything new of Eze? I have not. You know, I didn't hear it. I didn't get the warm and fuzzy when the talks were hot about Eze. Now they have gone quiet. And even if Eze does become a Arsenal Football Club player this season, I don't think he'll be at Old Trafford in the shirt. It won't happen soon enough. One, negotiations are going to take a week. A week from today puts us at what? 3 days from match day? Right? Then he has to get fit. Then he has to learn Arteta's system, which is so complex that he needs, you know, another 2-3 weeks to get bedded in. So it's long. But anyone notice that the Eze talks have quieted down? And I'm not, that gives me a whole lot of pause. The biggest bullshit artists are telling us that we are overreacting, that we are crazy, we're jumping the gun. Yeah, it's only preseason, guys. And it will be. It's only match week 3, guys. It's only match week 13, guys. We're going on a mad run at the second half of the season, only to finish trophyless. And then we'll have all the receipts. Because I wasn't doing content 2 years ago. But this is what I've been hearing for the past 10 years. It's only preseason. It's only this. It's only that. But November is the first marker that they laid down. Let's wait until November. Like, brother, what are men expecting to see in year 5, 6? In year 6, going into year 6, 7, that they didn't see in 5, 6, and then 4, 5? Like, do we not learn? Do they not learn? That's what they do. That is exactly what they do. I take Mancini too, but there's plenty of coaches in the world who could be a Wenger, Grandpa Said higher too, as they have some proven track record. Brother, I would take Iraola from Bournemouth. Like, people are forgetting we got that George Graham from Millwall. You know, yeah. Who the hell was Arsene Wenger? Here's a better one. Here's a more recent one. Who the hell was Arne Slot last year? No one knew. I wish Mr. Batter and LFC Monster was in here, so I could get their honest take. Because that man didn't want Slot. They were begging Klopp to do a U-turn. Eredivisie, Feyenoord, to Liverpool. That's a hell of a jump. If you're a good manager, you're a good manager. And good managers know that they're good managers. It's like Ange Postecoglou knows that he's a good manager. That's why he said I'll always win something in my second year. Because he had the track record to prove that. You think Arteta could make such a statement? I'll always win something in whatever. 1 in 22 trophies. Come on, man. Man don't back himself, so he's just doing whatever he needs to do to hold on to this job as long as possible. But I'd absolutely take Mancini. Big up to Douglas E. Butts. I don't get that means Sergeant Plank proves his point that Sesko was the right striker. That would have given him another year at the club with a smug "I told you" look on his face. No, thank you. So, if that happens, that will be a hell of a talking point between us and them, and us and the people who wanted Arteta to get his striker, right? But let's not do the Sesko thing when we've had a striker void since 2021, right? That means Isak was available, Julian Alvarez was available, plenty of other striker that's better than Sesko was available. So if in a vacuum, if it's going to come down to Sesko's banging at United and Gyökeres doesn't bang at Arsenal, then you take Gyökeres and you're like, okay, he is banged everywhere but Arsenal. Why is that? Why is that? That's down to the manager. And then if Gyökeres does flop at Arsenal, goes somewhere else and bang, then what will they say? But by then it will be too late. It will be back in the mud. I don't want to see him with that smoke in his face either, to be honest. I really don't. I would take Mancini too. He has he's actually won a Prem. Yeah, proven winners. But the true answer is Luis Enrique or Hansi Flick. So Enrique is going to be so PSG have arrived. Right, PSG now have a power play that they can make. PSG, yesterday's PSG is not today's PSG. PSG got ass they can throw around now. And it's going to take a lot for us to pry him away from PSG. And PSG, they might be on the cusp of building a dynasty over there. Because they got the money now, and now they're an established European winner. They have clout now. Their knock is a little bit louder. They could actually come in for Saliba, French international, play in the French capital. Dembele, they got Ballon d'Or winners or Ballon d'Or nominees in that squad now, and a world-class manager. So, and they got money. No, they are backed by that Arab money as well. So yeah, it's gonna be difficult prying them away from PSG. And Luis Enrique, man, did the business at Barca. Now he's doing bits over there after losing the best player in the world, losing their superstar. And we have it. We are stuck with Blunderman. Hey Arteta, you fraud, says Cooper. How about playing a 4-2-3-1? Arteta has built a squad with a non-existent left side. None. Bring it to life. Left side needs CPR, Cooper 12. We need you to do your combat medic duties and jump over there and do something because it's dead. I said, this is how bad it's gotten, right? At Man United away, our back five is going to be our back five. It's going to be Raya. Don't know if it's going to be Timber or Ben White, but either one is calm. Gabriel Saliba. Skelly. Midfield is going to be Odegaard, Rice, Zubimendi. Right? Striker should be Gyökeres. Right wing should be Saka. At this point, I don't even care who they put on the left-hand side. As long as it's not Havertz. If the options are Martinelli, Madueke, or Trossard is fit, I don't even care. He could put Zinchenko over there for all I give a damn. But Martinelli is, Mada. He is not it. I think Saka is grossly overrated. I know that you're not saying that he's bad, so I won't even try to gas Saka up. But he has been our most consistent player for 4 or 5 years now. And with a better playing style and a better coach, I think Saka will score 20 Premier League goals. I really do. Big up to you. I had to get it off your chest, Coop. It's a safe space. It is a safe space. Say DJ Jamboy been saying 4-3-2-1. Yeah, you have. You have been saying that for a while. So yeah, man. It. But now it has to be his way. He has to be his way. I wonder if one of his assistants have the audacity and have the gall, the unmitigated gall to whisper this in his ear. Hey, Mikhail, maybe we should try this. Maybe we should try this and see if it works. That's definitely fair, but you can agree what Arteta has done with him is not right. Yeah, overplaying him, playing the style of football that forces him to recycle the ball. Because make no mistake about it, the players want to play. The players want to play football. Saka don't want to have to pass the ball back to Ben White or Timber all the time. Man wants to attack. I don't know. Did Madueke come on and do any of his direct progressive carries yesterday? Because I know he wants to attack. But Saka has been found out. He cannot be his man, especially if they double up on him. But the cut in not working. I think he shields the ball very well. I think he is very strong in the legs. Like, he's not big and stocky. But I think Saka's style of play is not flashy. It's not aesthetic pleasing, but he's very effective how he gets by. For Arteta has ruined players on the left. Saka, ESR, Martinelli for starters. Ruin Rice as an 8/10. Saka looks below average now. I've seen him do more step overs in a New Balance ad. He does look. I hate when he goes directly to the byline and try to whip it in with his right foot and can't beat the man. Like, too much of his crosses are getting blocked now. I don't know if that's like a mental fatigue from the hamstring, but yeah, I don't like how he is not getting by his man or getting the cross in or over on that right hand side. 4-3-1, Zubermani Rice on a 6-6. And then, yeah, and you put that in front of the best defense in the Premier League 2-year running, and you let the attackers do what the attackers do. You have the best defense. You pride yourself in that. And big up to the Waffle Down, because he said this a while back. Yeah, he said Arteta may be trying to build a legacy as not a good coach or not a great coach per se, but as a great defensive coach. Because the way he's stockpiling defenders right now, it looks like it's a mad one. But we got 23 people locked in. We got 15 likes at minute number 43. I know he entered a little while ago, but I may have just called him, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybach music.
Follow me. I'm so sophisticated. To get a verse from me, you gotta be initiated. Rose, a born stunner. I can blow money. 50 when I'm shopping. I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover.
Maybach music.
Collar on my polo. Kisses on my necklace. All my diamonds watching, now my watch is getting
Maybach music.
Big him up every single time, people. E. Ross is in the building. Big up to E. Ross. I know E. Ross got it off his chest yesterday with the dead performance that the club delivered, but glad you joined us today, bro. Big up to you every single time. Let me get back into the comments, because sometimes people become casualties of E. Ross when I have to leave the comments to go play the music. Saka is overrated. He can't be at the double team. Salah glides by. He has to fix that, because they're not going to stop. It's not that they're going to stop doubling up on you, Like, teams are going to throw problems at you. You stop Saka, you stop Arsenal. If that's the formula, Saka, you have to beat. If that means you have to come more central, you can't just stay out wide and use the excuse that you're being doubled up on. You have to overcome that. You have to. Salah beats the low block easily. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, Julian yesterday was in his fan cam, was saying we faced the low block. I'm like, brother, like, Liverpool and Man City have been facing low blocks for 4, 5, 7, 8 years now. Teams don't open up against Man City. Teams don't open up against Liverpool. They don't. They play low blocks against them. So what are we expecting? We can't be expecting teams to come out and open up against us. They're going to play low blocks against you. Give you a problem to solve. Solve it. Competing, challenging, collapsing, choking. Keep on going, Wahaha. Keep on going. More creativity on attack than Arsenal squad. I think there's creativity in this squad, DJ Jamboy. I just think Arteta can't unearth it. I think a fresh set of eyes, a cold case detective. What Arteta is right now, right? It's Arsenal Football Club are a cold case. And And it's the McHale Investigation Department led by lead detective Arteta. And he's tunnel vision. He has one suspect. And the suspect, or two suspects, they're Havertz and Odegaard. And he's so tunnel vision that he's not interviewing any other suspects, not following any other leads that can unlock the case. He's just focused in on these guys. He's just honed in on them. New manager comes in, looks at Nwaneri, looks at Dauman, looks at Odegaard as an 8, not as a 10. Looks at Declan and Zubimendi as 6s and play the 4-3-2-1 like you say, and like Cooper has doubled down on. Yeah. And yeah, you get Eze in the 10, and you play Rodrigo, and you go get this guy, and you get better. But there is creativity in the squad. I just don't think he has the tactical nous to unlock it. Arteta got to ask himself, what are Arteta's strengths? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, my days. What are Arteta's strengths? Just stack defenders. Now, we might be in for another defender, another left back. If selling Saka would definitely make us better, do it, because we are Arsenal Football Club and a player football club. Absolutely. But you can't say that out loud. You will get canceled if you say, I tell you what, if you go, AJ, if you go to the next game against Bilbao in a friendly, when everyone should be happy and in a good mood, and it's a friendly, yeah, and you do an AFT interview in your fan cam, you say this, they will stone you to death. Yes, you will not leave there alive, my brother. So don't do it. Don't do it. Let me put on my uniform and get all my gear and come protect you. And then we'll do that as a planned exercise. Yeah? They will stone you to death for saying this. I was on a panel on Jordan Dread TV with the Liverpool fans the other day. And we were talking about the Isak thing. And the Newcastle fans, I asked them, like, brother, let's laugh at the Isak. Because when the Liverpool fans on the panel, I asked them, was Coutinho the best player in the squad when you sold him? He was by far. And they sold him, and they would turn one world-class player into two. They sold him, they got Virgil, they got Van Dijk, and bang. Worked out pretty good for him. So, yeah, Liverpool FC wasn't Coutinho FC. Gyökeres yesterday had to run in front of Saka to get his first shot off. And after that, he got subbed off. But you know what, Andre, I like that. I like that he did that. You know why? Because, one, it shows I'm the striker. This is my box. This is where I'm going to operate. One. And two, it shows why the hell we needed to get him earlier. So he could play with these men and understand where they need to be, where he needs to be. This is why I used to get frustrated when men used to tell me, as long as we get him, it doesn't matter. It does matter when you get your players in. Because if he's playing with them for an extended period of time and train with them, then he knows what runs Saka are going to make. Maybe Saka could be in a different spot, or he would have been in a different spot for a cutback. But they clearly haven't played together. So they almost ran into each other. Yeah, that's a great point. But he did sub him off. Remember the Bergkamp headlines, man. That guy. We could do bits with anyone who has half of his quality in the squad right now, playing and attacking. We finally got a striker, and Arteta starved him yesterday, brother. Starved him. Man was feeding him with a baby spoon. Baby spoon. Sergeant Planky can never be the right person for this job. This appointment was definitely a business decision. It's like the fan base are being antagonized by the club. Terrible customer service. Yeah. You know when they keep you on hold playing some funky music for 3-4 hours? There are people who stay on hold for them long times, Just hang up the phone, brother. Just hang up the phone and drive to the office. Gyökeres won't get 2 touches, let alone. Okay, right. Wahaha. Make sure you are here. Ooh, I will find you. Big up to Gary. Don't waste the trip. Big up to the legend VBK All-Star that is Godfrey. Godfrey, welcome, bro. Glad to have you. What a guy, man. What a life. Gone till November settings. January, February, March, April, May. Hey, run it back. I might have to incorporate that in my E-Ross tribute, Big up. Like the video, people, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Spurs had 2 less points. This fucking guy, man. What a troll. Wow. Big up to Waha. Zubomeni and Gyökeres talks went quiet. And look at them in Arsenal red right now. Gyökeres went quiet. Gyökeres noise was loud. The Gyökeres talk went quiet, Gary. G Money. Only because Sesko became the front man. That's when it went quiet. It's when Leipzig decided they want to be the greedy monster. When that talk died down and they cleared, right? They had to do something. They had to react. They had to get somebody. So we ended up going after Gyökeres. But it didn't go quiet by design. It went quiet because because the club wanted to get that damn RB Leipzig guy. There's a guy still here in Slovenia, a certain Alberto Riviera, plays attacking football. You may remember him from Espanyol team that went to the UEFA Cup final in 2007. Go check that out. Wahaha. Appreciate that dig right there. Big up to Brett. Big up to you, bro. Hope you are good. Dr. Seymour Bus here. Yesterday, first preseason game. Watched the season and a new manager would F it up. Otherwise, I'm all right. Hope you are good. Yeah, he did. His substitution patterns were weird as hell. Dr. Seymour Bus. There's always a will, there's a way. And Arteta will always find a way. Writing's on the wall. Just a matter of watching the world's slowest car crash come to fruition. It's coming. The car crash is coming. And hit the brakes. The car is still moving. Car is still running. There is the link for Seymour Bus. Yeah, make sure you are subscribed to Dr. Seymour Bus, people. Big up to you, Seymour. BBK had Nketiah, Sergeant Planky's man. He sold every striker in the club from the youth team to a first team to promote him. How did that work out? He leaves and wins the FA Cup. Let that marinate. Yeah. Oliver Glasner winning cups with Nketiah and Mateta and Muniz and Mitchell and no one. These are players that no one at Arsenal would have in the squad. The only player from Palace that Arsenal would have in their squad is Guéhi and Eze. But somehow they are leaving with something. Saka isn't overrated as he's carried this team. Saka was 19, 18, 19 when he was the best player in the team at 18, 19. I think he's done well. I think he's absolutely done well. Saka has been sacrificed to appease the dictator of a manager. At some point, even he is going to look back and be like, you know what? 23, I'm going into the prime of my career. It's time for me to start. And I don't feel like I can get the best out of me with this manager. Like you have to be insane as a player to trust your career with Arteta at this point, especially if you're an attacking player. Defensive player, maybe, but as an attacking player, you really have to question yourself, like, what the hell is going on? Maybe Saka, after that injury, should move more central. I could hear that shout. He won't have to do all that much running, innit? Honestly, try Saka in the 10 would be better than Odegaard. I think Jesus would be better in the 10 than Odegaard. I honestly believe that. If you're wearing the number 9 shirt, leading the line, and saying that your best thing is not scoring goals, okay, we'll move you out of the goal scoring position, and we're gonna let you create some. We're gonna put you in the number 10 spot, or play him as a second striker, whatever. But I think he would do better in the 10 than Odegaard, because Odegaard he can't do much of a burden. Big up to Eros again. That interest seriously wilding out of the pocket. That is fucking beautiful. The only legacy Mikel has built so far is one of satire and incompetence. Second again. Ole. Saka has never scored more than 15 goals in a season, including pens. Salah at 33 is outperforming. Yeah, Salah is clear. Clear. But Mo Salah plays in a system that's free flowing, and he's allowed to do Salah things. Salah is not required to run back and help out Trent. Yeah, brother, I really would like Wenger. Put Wenger in charge of this squad, right? Let's label September Arsene Wenger month. Wenger has never coached these players, doesn't know these players. You put him in charge of this football club today and let him coach the first 3 games and watch. And just watch. Watch how we pass out from the back, hoof it long, do whatever. But when the ball is on the ground, we'll play through teams. Has Saka gotten worse as a player? No, he hasn't gotten worse. I think the injuries have played a part, but I just think he hasn't kicked on. He hasn't gotten to the world-class level. That's the next level for Saka. The next level for Saka is to become a world-class player. And that may look like regression in his goals, in his output. But no, I don't think he's regressed as a player. I do not. Imagine how would we be if Slot was Arsenal manager. Right out. And that's what I'm saying, DJ Jamboy. Last year, no one who knew who Slot was. So I'm not buying the Saka Arteta, who would you get? The grass is not always greener. That is true. But this grass isn't green. This shit is burnt. Hasn't been watered, man. There's no irrigation system over here. No reason Søren Planky will be no call. Chaos is so good. We don't even create chaos. I wish we would get into the box and create chaos for the defenses. We don't even do that. Justy stepping up club to club talks for Garnacho. Yeah, he's going there. That story has legs. You know, it's not gonna play. You know, Chelsea has an army of that. Chelsea has 47 players on their books right now. 47. David Martin, you truly trust Berta to find us the Saka money if we sell him now, but I'm worried Arteta would get the Saka money. Yeah, I hear that shout because I was very quiet in the January transfer window because I was very reluctant. I was asking myself the question: if I'm a businessman, do I want to give Arteta more money? You know, and then, you know, we go into the summer and we spend that money on Madueke. I'm like, no. So I don't trust him with more money. Lead Detective Arteta like Sainsbury, Mr. Bean. Yeah. Cold case, my bro. He is clueless. And everyone can see it, but the rivals love him, you know. The ops love him, rivals love him. All of the fans of the club that actually wants to win that actually hate this man. And hate is a strong word, but you know what I mean. As I think that injury has changed him, sadly. It might be a mental block, you know. Might be a mental block. Like if it happens to NFL players quite a lot when they suffer big injuries. Next time they go into a tackle half-heartedly and end up even further injuring themselves. You know, so it's a mental block. You know, when you're gun shy, he can actually hurt him. Naked gun settings, yeah. Lead Detective McKay. He's been falling off steadily. Just the fans propping him up. Hey, Darren has his thoughts on Saka, you know. And I'm not here to change his mind either. You know, like he said, we're not Player FC, we're Arsenal FC. Use your eyes open, Frank. Use your open eye. Arteta is leading detective on these cold cases as he even solved his own mystery on how to invert yet. Right. He hasn't solved the mystery of how he became a manager. You know, I think that still baffles him. How am I at Arsenal Football Club making this type of money? How am I getting more than Slot? You know, how am I getting this type of dough? You know, how am I earning more money than Don Carlo? Make it make sense. Darren Martin, I would happily sell, but if Bertha gets to Bertha gets to go spend the money, you know, he go get Rodrigo, he go get Julian Alvarez, he go actually get some ballers. Men that have actually won, men that actually have quality, and men that have actually lifted silverware at the highest level. If we say Saka, I want Elise. That's him. Yeah, I'll take Elise. I'll take Alvarez. I'll take Rodrigo. Take all them, man. All them ballers. Odegaard should be sold long before Saka. Brother, speak on it. Speak on it. Big up to Yaga P in the building. Yaga P say Arteta has made Saka so damn predictable now. Yeah, and as a defensive player myself, I love defending against predictive players. Waste man manager, waste man captain. You know, from T-Wolf. Brilliant, my bro. Where are we at? Have we caught up? Chaos is good as a youth team and reserves with the potential of dominant, but Arsenal released them for free or sell them for a stupid fee and then get a sell-on clause, then sign Havertz and Vieira. Yeah, you know, it's criminal that Arsenal Football Club have never made a £50 million sale, never. With all the talent that's ever come through this place, we've never had, a 50 million pound sale. But we called for 48 million for Malak Madueke. And to the people who were punching me up about Madueke, Cape, talking to you, like, do any of us know a Chelsea fan that was happy? Do any of us know a Chelsea fan that was sad to see Madueke go? Anyone? But he may be a starting left winger because our left winger is so bad. But if you know a Chelsea fan that was sad to see Madueke go, I'd like to hear it. Because it was not. They were happy. They packed his bags for him. You see how West Ham fans were mad when Declan Rice was leaving them. That's the energy I want when we go to another Premier League rival and take a play off of them. You see how Arsenal fans were upset when Ethan was linked to Chelsea. That's the energy when a player is respected or rated by their club and their fans. The fact that none of them men were sad to see Madueke go is telling. Absolute telling. Big up to Dana, Valeria. Mikhail looked lost and shocked, bro. He was as lost as a fart in a whirlwind. Normally, he's very animated. I hope the pressure is getting to him. He needs to do better. He wants to do better. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he wants to win games and do better. I just don't think he knows how. I do not think he knows how. I think he's capped. Yeah? He is capped. He is tactically inept. And at this point, he's just like, what do I do? What do I do? What the hell do I do with this with this squad of the best defenders in the Premier League? I can't get anything out of them. How is he doing this? Mikel Arteta, they love him though. He is so loved and so adored by so many. I don't know how. I do not know how. But, the writing's on the wall, people. Arteta's still learning on the job. 6 years isn't long enough. Yeah. At some point, right? If you're a truck driver, if you've been driving trucks for 6 years, in 6 years, you're no longer considered a new driver, are you? You should be good at it. He's no longer, the rookie manager excuse is gone due to this time. The rookie manager excuse is gone due to him being the third highest paid manager in Europe. If you're still learning, you don't get paid like the people who are masters of the craft. Absolutely. That's a great point, Cooper 12. United going to be difficult. You heard it here first. Brother. I think I'm like 10 streams in, say that game got 1-1 written all over it. I'm going to reserve my analysis for, a little bit closer because I think Man United will sign players before now and then. Not talking about Tesco. I think United will sign another player before we sign another player. I do. Cooper, he should have been sacked how many years ago? I say 3. Should have been sacked. The first 8th place finish, he should have been sacked, really. And I think that was my first one that I used when Shane and I did the 10 times Arteta should have been sacked. He should have been sacked then. He should have been sacked when they finished 5th and he bottled top 4. He should have been sacked when he got knocked out the FA Cup to Southampton. Or Forest. Yeah. So many times, man. He should have been sacked after the international break when we were bottom of the Premier League table, 0 goals scored, 0 points, -9 goal difference. That season when Brentford punched us up 2-0, and Chelsea came to the Emirates and beat us 2-0 when Lukaku bodied Pablo Mari. Remember that 2-0 embarrassing? And then we went to Man City and held 5. Remember that? That weekend, he should have been sacked. My bad, Coop. My bad, Cooper. I don't know why I keep putting the 12 in there. But big up to you. 2-1 Man United. Incoming Sesko winner. Ooh, the meltdown. The absolute meltdown. There's a reason why I don't do watch-alongs, Matter of fact, Waffle Down, I'll be on your channel for the watch-along for that one. so I can watch you melt down. And I'll just in 3 weekends, I'll be back at the Emirates watching real football in the Champions of Europe. Arteta could never. Yeah. I hope the women are flexing on them too, Hope the women are actually flexing. I hope the women put the Champions League trophy somewhere where they can't avoid it. They can walk. Chaos is Good has spent nearly $1 billion and turned Arsenal into the biggest joke in the Premier League. Unreal. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life, from schoolboy days to professional football. Yeah. Yep. And half of this billion they assembled was from 2 years ago, from 2023 until now. So in 2 years, we spent $500 million and look worse. I can't wrap my head around that. That math is just not mathing. If we had Arteta's success rate in our jobs, we would get sacked. Why is it different for Arteta? Yeah, he has a different rubric. Yeah, he didn't. So, every year, no longer than 12 months goes before I get evaluated, right? I get an officer evaluation report every year. Or if the person that I'm working for directly changes out before a year, I get like a change of rater, and I have to get evaluated, right? And on that evaluation, there are 3 blocks that my rater has to check. It's most qualified, highly qualified, unqualified. One of those blocks have to get checked on my evaluation form. If the unqualified block gets checked, I'm out the door. Done. I'm fired. Yeah, I'm sacked. So you strive for the most qualified, because those are the people who get promoted. That's how I got to 4, BW4. You have to produce, you have to perform. But he's not performing for us. He's performing for the Crown Kids. As we move further toward our style of play does not change, I'm starting to think he stumbled onto the 23. Ooh. Speak on it, Dana. He stumbled in that. He's the luckiest manager alive, and he has no idea how to get back to it, because it can't be Xhaka. Because I'm hearing that Xhaka was the reason why in that left why we played that way. Xhaka? Granite. And that Granite talk got more fuel to it when he went to Leverkusen and they played good football and won the Bundesliga. However, Arteta, if you take Xhaka out and you put players there who are supposedly better than him, surely the drop-off shouldn't be that bad from 2023 till now. Not when you have spent $500 million, $500 million on the squad. My God. Madueke missed the final penalty. Brother, Cooper, I didn't even know the game went to penalties. Because I went to the office. I was watching the watch-alongs. But after the game ended, I was fuming. It wasn't until afterwards that I realized that man kicked pens. So we spent $52 million. Could have had Eze Lukman Olia. Oh my days. AJ, he should have been gone after the Olympiacos game. Yep. Knocked out the Champions League to Olympiacos. Big up. Hope you are well, Chris. Make sure you get your Eze. Make sure you get your Isak deal done, man. You better pissing off Newcastle to the heavens and back now. But yeah, he should have been gone after the Olympiacos game. I agree 100%. 0-0. Stinky 1-1. We'll score. A set piece. We'll score from a set piece, my bro. But that game, I wanna come on the internet after that game and open with this line. Woo, didn't see that coming. With a smile. Not an angry, oh, what was that? I want to log in, go live, and say, woo, did not see that coming, Mr. Robo Latvia Guna. Did you see that performance coming? Did you see how we blitzed Man United? Because I know the Liverpool in you, Chris Wells, want to see us beat them. Or don't you? All them times that you said he should have been sacked, what that tells you about the ownership? Yeah, he's performing for them. He's not performing for us. And those are just the ones that came up off my head. I think me and Shane went through 10 on that episode officially. Then we had another 10 unofficially. Yeah, we need to do another stream. I'm going to hit up Shane Goon and see if we can do another 10 reasons when Arteta should have been sacked. We'll do our 10 and then the chat will give us 10. Big up to the Latvian Guna every single time. I don't know, Chris Welch. I don't even know how Chris Welch feels about the Man United game. I think, I know the old Chris Welch Chris Welch of old would want Arsenal to beat Liverpool, beat Man United back. But the way Arsenal fans have been acting towards Liverpool now, I'm not sure that he might want us to win that one. I don't know why my laptop isn't charging. I just got a warning that it might power go out. So I might have to end the stream shortly, people. If it pops out, it's because I am dying of battery because I switched my charger out and apparently it's not charging. Make-A-Wish manager. Oh Lord. 1 second, people. 1 second. Let me do this real quick. Yep, I think I unfucked it. Did not want the stream to end without reading out these comments. Make-A-Wish manager, Xhaka was D-rated. Michael Carrick, one above the season. Across 7 and suddenly a hero. Pepe balled out yesterday and helped us win an FA Cup and got booed at the end. Oh, they booed him. Yeah, see, I just on the watchback I didn't have the damn volume on. And he didn't even celebrate though. So yeah, big up to Pepe, man. It was Xhaka though. Xhaka made him click by doing things that Arteta couldn't instruct him to do because he couldn't see it anyway. He doesn't know what to tell Rice to do to get the same output. Yeah, there's something missing there, and I just didn't rate Xhaka as a baller in it. I think Dr. Seymour Bust, man, was here for 6-7 years and gave us one good season. I think you put a better baller in that left eight. You even try Odegaard there. I think you might get a bit better output. Didn't even watch the Pens. What a waste, man. What a waste. Havertz is starting in the Man United game. We've said that. Don't want to. Boy, Ted said they were Pens. Yeah, apparently we lost 4-3. Was it 4-3 or 4-3 or 3-2? I don't know. Either way, we lost twice in the same game. Mad. Sweet Cherry, big up to you, baby girl. Hope you are well. You're having a fantastic day out there on the East Coast. Big up, Cooper. Big up to Coop, man. Hope you are well, Coop. Hope you have a great day, man. Big up to you every single time. What's happening with Eze? We need more creativity but we all know if it makes sense, Arsenal won't do it. So, yeah, I know you're just joining, Dana. Earlier I said, don't let any of this distract you from just how quiet Eze talks have gotten. It's gotten way too quiet for my liking. Eze getting Eze requires us to sell, which annoys me. Because getting Madueke didn't require any of that. And which one do we need more? Who do we need more in this squad? Cooper, why is it I'm calling for him? Chaos is good now. Migraine Arteta. Yes, man. Am I stupid? Sell Martinelli, Trossard, and Lacan get any price and go get Eze and Mitoma. Facts, brother. I hear it. At this point, I don't even care who they start on the left-hand side because I don't expect anything from over there. We'll probably get one more after that. I hear it. Put the Women's Champions League, both of them at the place where they can be lighting up our trophy when we win it. You saw that you got TikTok. Someone sent me. Should have gotten McAllister for the 8. Yeah, scouting was McAllister, Vitinha. Any one of them would have cooked in our team. Xhaka would have been sacked the moment he threw the armband and told us to F off. Yeah. Threw the armband and got reintegrated into the team and made captain and was clapped off every weekend. But Pepe got one red card that leads the way. We didn't even lose the game and was thrown to the wolves. Yeah, lost on pens too. Fuck me sideways with a broomstick. Oh, my days. What are we on? No matter what comes, no matter who comes in, they will not be able to. They should be under chaos. It's good inept tactics method. The players have to do what he wants, or they won't play. Yeah, it's a mad one. It's a and it's that explains the robotic football, doesn't it? It does. Because if they forget for 1 second where they're supposed to be after they make this back pass, then Blunderman is just over there giving them a lashing. Let players play football, man. You take the fun out of it. Watch Eze play against Liverpool, then fuck the Bayern. Anywhere but Arsenal, right? Anywhere but the place that need him most. Pepe looked spicy yesterday. Yeah, he had something in him. It wasn't just a regular game from him. This was personal. It was personal. Did you see Kivior get megged by Pepe? Yep, I lied, bro. I saw Kivior like this. And yesterday, Steve, I'm asking, who the hell do you know plays football like this? We've all played football. If your hand's in the air, you're doing one thing, right? You're asking for a call. You can't be asking for a call 2 fucking yards in front of your goal. Like, what are we doing? What a limp, you know what? Our lads had no answer for him, honestly. I'm hearing we missed Gabriel. Right, we still had Rolls Royce Saliba out there, didn't we? Was that not the same back four, Manus Timber, that we used to be Real Madrid? Gabriel, Kivior, Timber. Kivior, Saliba was the 2 center backs we started against Real Madrid. You can beat Real Madrid. You can concede 3 goals to Villarreal. Oh my days. But what can we do, man? What can we do? We can just wait for the car crash to occur, like Dr. Seymour Butts said. The slowest car crash coming. Incoming chaos. We know what it is. Yes, people. I think I got it through all the comments. I think I made it through all my talking points today. But big up to every single one of you who came through the chat today. Big up to every single one of you. I am going to leave it there. I streamed a little early today because my therapist moved my damn appointment for the kidney. So got to go get some kidney therapy. Big up to E. Ross. Big up to Latvian Guna, Dr. Seymour Butts, Dana, the assembled AFC always, AJ the legend. Big up to you, my bro, every single time. Big up to Yaga P and everyone else who popped in and out the stream. Make sure you like the stream on your way out if you haven't already. Like I always say, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.